Welcome everybody to another Cosmic Canvas. I'm DnD wife, and I'm just checking my audio here, making sure everything is good. Looks like we're up and running for both YouTube and Twitch, so that's awesome. Let me just make sure audio is actually audioing. I'm DnD wife. Oh, well, there we go. Okay, good, good. I can hear myself. Okay, let's get this underway, everybody. All right, welcome to today's stream. We are going to be painting some miniatures today, so I'm super excited about that. Let's go ahead and get this going. All right, I've got my water here ready to go, my brushes, and I've got more brushes in here if I need them. But we can always move this around too, so we don't have to worry as much. Welcome, Ega, welcome. How's it going? So I'm going to move these off to the side for now, actually. We don't need all that taking up space and stuff. So we can have these here. Actually, the lid comes in really handy for keeping everything in place. So I actually like that there. All right. I'm so excited for this. We're going to go ahead and paint. We're going to finish painting this little guy here. This awesome Dragonborn pirate that we have. Let's get him. Oh, let's get him all focused. Look at that. He looks so cool and menacing. And we did his hammer. We finished off with his hammer the last stream that we had. Let me see if I can get that in a good position. It looks really cool. It's made out of bone. It's carved bone, reinforced with metal. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to add all the metallic bits, and we're gonna give it a little more detail, get it going here. So thank you to everyone for joining me today. I really appreciate it. Let's get this cleaned up here. Whoa. So much to clean up. But if there's any colors or anything like that that you guys are looking at that appear interesting, I think it would be really cool if you let me know. I can always include it in the stream and see where it goes, see what it creates. I always love receiving that input. It makes things fun and more interesting because then I'm not in complete control of everything, it adds that little spontaneity to it. So if you see something that you think might look cool, call it out. Uh, we have a little bit of every theming in Extrea. So if you like undead, if you like fantasy, if you like fae things, all things are possible. If you like steampunk technology, we can do that too. Drexel is a big proponent of that technology right now, so we're super excited for that. All right, we've got our stuff. So let's see. I wanted to add perhaps some bronze or so to the actual bone hammer or pickaxe or whatever this is here. Hammer with the spike in the end. Let's see here. So I have this dwarven bronze I can use, but we do have some darker colors that I really like this cursed blade color. That looks super cool, and I think it looks closer to the bronze, like an aged bronze, than the actual dwarven bronze we have here, which is really, really bright and shiny. So it's like brand new bronze. Not the best sometimes for what you want to go for. Let's see. And I've got some other stuff back here, but I don't think any of it is bronze. No, it's all like gold and stuff. Okay, I think I like the cursed blade for the details, at least on the hammer. And then I'm thinking silver, but my gunmetal color that I really like for the buckling on the armor. Let's see. What else? What else? I think that's pretty good. I think silver is a good complement to this. All right. Okay. Let's get started then. Once we finish this off, I have a choice of two other miniatures that we can look at. So I'm excited for that. So let's see here. Whoop, whoop. Let's shake it. Shake our paint really good. Woo! All right. If you can't hear it in there, you're not doing it right. Just remember that. And only a little bit of paint. A lot a little bit goes a very long way. So you don't have to worry about, you know, not having enough on the palette. Little drops can go a super long way. So don't worry about it. Make sure that you also wet your brush. That way it's nice and pliant and brings it to a really good tip right here so that you can use it properly. See that? Really nice, right? It allows the brush to grab onto paint a little better too, so that it doesn't clump up on it, which can be really gross, you know? All right, let's aim this down a bit. That way you can see me. Okay, and let's see, what are we gonna add? So definitely this bottom, these bottom rings here. Those are gonna be done in the bronze. It's called Cursed Blade, but I really feel like it's an aged bronze sort of color. I really like it for the use in this situation. All right. Gotta be very careful. Don't want to overstay our welcome on the lines here. Oof. Doing pretty good. So I always think it's funny that, in art, the art teachers always tell you you have to get rid of the mentality that you have to draw within the lines because real artists don't do that. They issue all the norms and push the envelope. But for miniature painting, it's a little different. You want to stay within the lines. You want to stay within the boundaries of what things look like because if you don't, if it bleeds, if you allow the paint to bleed, through the lines, they don't look like real objects anymore. They just look like painted objects that are painted wrong. So the true goal of miniature painting, at least for me, is to bring these things to life as much as possible for the people looking at them. That's the goal. So when people are playing Dungeons and Dragons at my table, when they're enjoying their sessions, it really feels like they're interacting with these NPCs, with these characters. So I really like that. I like to make sure that they receive what they're looking for, at the table. Especially when it comes to interactions. We want to be very careful with these lines. Like I said, I almost don't breathe during some of these line paintings, just because even breathing a little bit too hard in some areas can cause issues, can cause variations in painting. It's a very steady sort of type of work, But that's why I like these holders. They really help steady my hands. A few techniques I've also shown on live stream help to steady my hands as well. So that's really good, and it helps keep everything within the lines that I need to. All right, looking pretty good there. I know it's not much much to add, but you can see it's like a little darker right there. Ooh, I need a better camera to show all the detail work that I'm doing. I'm just really glad I was able to show the glow work that I did last time. It looked super cool. I love working with glow paints. I don't know if I'm going to use them for this one, but for the next two options, we do have the possibility of glow paint needing to be added. So there's the option of another mushroom set piece, which is really cool. We can do another set of psychedelic mushrooms that will attract people to their doom. And then we can also, I also have this like cursed blade. How ironically, uh, it matches the name of the paint that we're using right now, but it is like uh, a, a sword that is like sitting in flame. So I don't know if it's like being covered by flame, protected by the flame, but we'll figure it out. And then also we can change up what the color of the flame is too. It doesn't have to be fire color. So if you think of a cool variation, we can try it out. See what's up. be very careful with these lines. Oh, all right, let's get this. Let's get this. There we go. Audio a little lower. Okay. Oh, we're getting there on all this detail work. It's tough, but the end result when you're done and when people are looking at it and they're oohing and ahhing, that's what you want. All right. Oh, jeez. I guess that did nothing. Oh, oh man. The detail work is difficult. You have to have very dexterous hands for this. Otherwise, you could run the risk of ruining the line work. And then it becomes tough to discern where a thing begins and a thing ends. Okay. Oh, I think we did it. Haha. And then we just need to finish this little end here. There we go. Okay. I'm like a little out of frame as I lean in to check this out. Okay. Doing pretty good there. Doing not bad, not bad. Okay. I might put down a little bit of the rigid leather to correct some of the overflow. Let me see if I can use a little bit of water. Let's see if the trick will work with this. Oh, it did. It did a little, actually. Oh, let's see if we can remove the rest. Okay, a little bit more water. Saturate the area just a little. And then remove. Oh, perfect. Oh, we did it. Remove what you can. All right. Water. I'm just perfecting the the erasure that we have completed here. I want to make sure we stay within those lines. All right, we did pretty good. So I had overlapped a little bit of the metallic cursed blade look into the gloves, the rigid leather gloves, and we used a little bit of water, used our little technique to remove that. That way it didn't overlap in the lines and didn't look all weird. All right, we can continue now. Let's see. I'm gonna do the rings edging right here, the tip of the or the edge, the base of the pickaxe section here. Looks really cool. And then it'll look like it's being assisted by the metallic additions are part of the weapon, you know? They're helping it out. Bone can be pretty strong, I imagine, once it's been allowed to age, fossilize? Not sure. Somebody pointed out that well, bone could be used as weaponry, so I'm really excited about that. And yeah, look at that. Let's see if I can. Oh, see, you can see it a little bit. The metallic sheen of the cursed blade. Oh, it's looking so good, actually. That's not bad. I like that. Yay! All right. Let's see, I might make like the eyes a little bronze. Give that a little sheen of metallic. Let's do a little bit of water. And then I'm going to do a dollop here for the eyes. And then we're just going to do a quick boop in there. Just a boop. Because that's all you can do. And then from the bottom of the base, I'm going to do it again. Ready, steady. Boop. All right. Yay. I think I'm going to make this a little bigger. There we go. Oh, I like that. Makes it look all shiny and cursed. A little cursed. Definitely a bit cursed. Come on. Come on, you can do it. Focus. Ooh, we'll get there. Get there. Maybe I can do it this way. There you go, there you go. You can see it a little bit there. Oh, that looks good. I like that. All right. Okay. Let's continue then. Let's finish this off with a little bit of the gunmetal. I like the colors that aren't too obviously metal. It's a little cheap. That way I don't have to do the non-metallic paints. Make sure you can hear the paint in there sloshing around. That's how you know you're mixing it good. All right. Just one dollop. That should be plenty for what we're trying to do here in terms of detail work. And although this lovely Army Painter Kolinsky brush is really nice, I'm going to put it away because I need my Psycho brush, where the little tip is so tiny you can barely see the brush head. It's so small. So we're going to use that to paint some of this detail work, which is really small in here. Oh man, it's certainly tiny. Let's see here. Trying to get all that detail work in is tough. It's tough also to keep talking while I do this. Oh, I'm so used to just like holding my breath when I do these. I might actually need a bigger brush for this. Do I have anything? This might work. It's my smallest brush when compared to the Psycho. Okay, let's see. Let's see if it can do it. I just need something that holds paint really well on the tip and only on the tip. I know, it sounds weird. Okay, that's cool. I like that. And we're going to do the edge of this little bit here. Oh, perfect. Okay, we didn't need the Psycho quite yet. Looks like this brush will do just fine. Whew. Alright. Oh, that looks good. That looks real good. I'm digging it. This is a very pirate-themed character, so if you have any ideas as to color or anything to add, feel free to make suggestions. I'm always open to ideas. Alright. Gotta do these edges properly, that way it all fits in. But it looks like really nice silver filigree on the armor. Alright. Oh, so good. Okay. I think I'm also going to make that tip silver. Give it a little more color in here. Oh, I like that. Look at that. That's not bad right there on the loincloth section. Okay. Let's do a few of these buckles as well. All right. Looks pretty good. So tiny detail though. So tiny. Oh man. Okay. I think we did a little bit of overlap. So let me see if I can use my technique to remove it before it sets properly. Yeah, we we did it. All right. I love it when it comes through. And I love having that little trick, in case you need to help yourself. Let's see if I can move this a little bit this way. That way when I lean down, you can see my face. All right, let's see here. I think we just have one more of these buckles to do. Oh, it's gonna be like really in there. Let's see if I can get it. Nice. Okay, we did it. Woo. Let's see what else. Oh, there's a little bit of metallic on the belt. It's like ribbing. Gotcha. Like that, like that. Okay, it's like a little bit of, I don't know, like chainmail almost on there. Nice. I quite like that. Mm-mm. Okay, very good. Oh, and then that ring on the chest too. We're gonna have to do that as well. Ooh, this one's gonna be difficult. I'll try to speak through this. Uh, my technique is just more intuitive than anything else. I believe you should let the brush sort of guide you because a brush knows what it's doing, you know? It knows where it wants to go. Like a Harry Potter wand. That's what I like to joke. Paintbrushes are a little bit alive, or as alive as we can make them. Oh dear, okay. Okay, I got the ring around. Here we go, that's great. Ring around the chest there. It's like really in there. You can barely see it, so that's tough. That's a little tough, but it's all good. Let's see what else. Oh, on this back, there's a ring on the back as well. Okay, there we go. We're doing pretty good. All right. Whew. Closing that circle. All right. Now we've got the back ring as well. Oh, I forgot about the pauldrons. Just when I think I'm done, there's nothing left to do. There's always something left to paint. Just every time I think I'm done, I'm always thinking, oh, I should have added this. Oh, I should have added that. But like Intlink says, you have to be done at some point. You have to say it's as complete as it's gonna get. And sometimes you don't have a choice if you're a paid artist and somebody is asking for a commission. You have a deadline. You have no choice but to be done within a certain time. So there is no waffling. There is no waiting to see if the muse strikes again to fix whatever you think is needing more work on. So best to, I don't know, work on my patience and continue on this. All right, we're getting there. We're getting there. Ooh, it's very fine detail work, but it's worth it at the end when it all comes together and looks like a really well put together character. And also I like being proud, not so much that it's a finished product, but that I put the most that I could into it. And that's the way I look at artwork, right? Even if you have a deadline and you're not as confident in your work as you would like, that's what you could do with the time you had. Now, if you were lazy or didn't prepare right, that's on you, right? You got to deal with that and the feelings that that comes with. But if you tried your best and you did everything you could during the allotted time, there's really not much you can beat yourself up for, you know? You just have to accept that you did everything you could and move on. Got other projects, got other, other things in the works. All right. Silver, nice silver additions on the pauldrons there, as you can see. Let me see if I can get this. Come on. Get into focus. Does it matter? Placement of my hand? Something. This is nuts. This is nuts. I tell you. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, we'll keep it going here. Let's see. I have. Oh, I see. Well. Oh, we could put some metal plating on these bracers, actually. That's pretty good. I like that, as a means of defense. They're leather and they don't, leather gloves are often cheaper, but you can supplement them with a little bit of metal plating on the backs so that you're better protected against attack during battle. Gotta do the best you can with what you got, And a lot of the times back in the day, the soldiers had to pay in to be part of the army and they had to bring their own stuff. So if you didn't have a horse, I guess you weren't riding one, were you? Unless your boss was like really nice and had horses for you. But that was rare. Usually you were expected to have a horse and bring your own weapons, pay for your own maintenance. That was what your commission generally went for. So you could pay your own shit. But nowadays, some militaries are run differently. All right, we're getting there. Just lining some of these bracers with a little bit of gunmetal look to add a little bit of color to these armaments. All right, good to go. Good. Oh. All right, now it's looking pretty good. Now it's looking like a more cohesive character, not just like a blocked in, colored in, uh, you know, coloring book character. Okay, let's finish this. Ooh, this is going to be difficult. So I need to line this in metallic. And then I think I want the dotting in there, the dots that are outstanding. I think I want them to be bejeweled. So I'll do some fun colors like red or blue to give it that look. Okay. We got this. This is tough, but we can do it. I promise. Okay. Okay. Oh man. The fine lines are certainly difficult, But you just gotta keep going. And believe you can do the best. And they'll be done before you know it, like now. Okay. Let's see. We're gonna extend the metal back. It's the top of these boots. Okay. Looks like it's gonna extend over here. Over the top of these boots. Okay. There we go. Sending this all the way back behind the calf. So it looks good. Okay, okay. Whew. And then down through the bottom, we're also gonna get the metallic bottom portion of the shin guards here, because they're not really boots. He's got his feet sticking out with his claws for, you know, added protection and defense during battle. Doesn't want to be left out without his stuff, you know. I wouldn't want to put those away, not if I could use them to defend myself. Alright, let's do the same for the other shin guard here. Run the metal all the way behind the breeches. We're doing pretty good here, making good time. Alright, nice. Okay, almost there. Okay, perfect. This has a line at the back. And that connects the bottom of the shin guard. So I'm going to make that also metallic here. Ooh. This is nice and relaxing on a Saturday. You know, you've worked hard throughout the whole week, and it's just nice to let go, get lost in your hobbies or fun times with the family, and just relax. It's part of what this is about on Saturdays. Not only does it help me get me through my pile of shame, but it also allows me to just kind of chill and relax after a long, hard week of work. So, you know, you gotta appreciate what you get. I've got a 9 to 5 job, so those are the holy grail right now, you know. Everybody wants one of those. They're nice. You feel like you have a good work-life balance. And I still get time for all this, so that's always good, you know. Okay, I think I need to do the bottoms of these guys too. I just did the tops, yeah. We'll get that sorted. Also, in awesome news, Cat's Eye just dropped a new single called Gabriella, and I am so excited. I'm a very big K-pop fan, and Cat's Eye is not quite K-pop, but they were made using a K-pop system, so I love them so much. They're really, really talented girls. So yeah, I'm super excited. After Gnarly, I wasn't sure. They dropped another album or another single earlier in the month, and it was kind of crazy. Uh, but they definitely showed they can sing. Okay, nice. All right, we've got some good detail work here. I am going to add some metal bars, it looks like, to the side here for stability. It's probably going to be on the inside as well. Ooh, let me scooch a little more forward here. Alright, that'll be good for stability. And then we'll do the inside as well. Thought they were going to be harder to reach, but they're not. They're a little better spaced out. Okay, this is going to be not terrible. A little difficult, but not bad. Okay, nice. We did good. Okay, and those are the shin guards there. And we're looking pretty good. Let me see. I might want to take this cursed blade look of color and do the filigree around the bottom hem of the leather jerkin armor. So right here, the tunic, there's like a little bit of webbing and stuff, which I like detail work, and I really want to showcase it. I think the metallic will really help it stand out. It's like the, whatchamacallit, embroidery at the bottom of things. They look really good. Okay. Oh, nice. That's looking pretty good. I like that color on the tunic. It really complements it. And it isn't the same gunmetal as everything else, you know? It's a little different, so you can tell someone put a lot of effort. Okay. Very good, very good. And I might do the cursed blade also on the belt proper, because that'll give it like a very cohesive look. That'll keep it all together, you know? Okay, and then we'll do the bar at the back here. Because it'll be a mix of the leather and the metal, keeping it intact. Perfect. All right. Got a good cohesive character there, which I really like. And let's add some jewel tones. Let's see. I like some red. I think red would look really good. Oh, maybe some green actually, because of the ocean theme. And remember, our ocean is green and X-Ray is not blue. So shake the paint real good. All right. A little doll up there. There we go. And I'm just gonna add little jewels, little jewel bits on the 3 dots here. It'll be like 3 sea emeralds that this sailor picked up and had worked into his armor. I like creating little bits of lore for the characters I paint. Not that they'll be used necessarily that way in the story, because my DM obviously has a different idea in their head about what is going to be going on. And that might not coincide with what I have in my head, but it helps me come up with the like color theming, the look of the whole thing. It just kind of helps it be more cohesive in my head. That's pretty good. I like that. I like all the detail work, but not too much. You know, you don't want to overdo it and then you have some crazy looking guy on you. Let's see. Yeah, you can kind of see it there. It's a little tough, but now we've completed our dragon folk here, and he's looking pretty fearsome, pretty crazy. All right, I'm just gonna lift him up out of here very carefully. That way I don't mess up the brand new paint job that I just completed. Oof. Okay. Jesus, the museum putty's a mess. Okay. Ah, it's everywhere. But it's really helpful at keeping miniatures in place. And it does kind of help clean itself up. Alright, there we go. It's getting there. We will eventually remove this. And we've got our awesome choice here of the mushrooms or the blade. And frankly, I was leaning towards the blade just because it's a fun, fast project, but also I just want to really try out some from flame looks. And so I think I'm leaning towards that guy today. The sword. The sword is going to be interesting. I might use the same cursed blade look for it, at least for the edge itself, just because it looks so good. We'll see. Might add some of that, some gunmetal accents. I think that would be really cool. But if you have any ideas for color, probably definitely going to go with this guy. I just really want to try it out. But yeah, if you have any thoughts, let me know in chat. Ooh. Gotta remove all this museum putty. Clean it up. It's getting there. Oof. And then I can use it again. Okay. Gotta be careful. This is a brand new paint job. Can't be messing it up. Right from the get-go, you know? Alright. Okay. There we go. We got all the putty off the bottom and the base, so now we are good to go. And this guy's ready for battle or whatever other confrontation my DM decides he's good for. Alright, we'll put him off to the side here. Alright, took a quick drink. Oh, okay, I'm really excited for this flame. So I don't know if I should do the traditional like orange-red flame. So if you have any thoughts about how different it should be, let me know in the chat. I would love to hear your different ideas. Should it be more eldritch fire? I mean, really, of all the colors, I have various options. I could go blue flame, green flame, purple flame, orange, pink, even pink flame if we're really looking for it. So you let me know. If not, I'll just figure it out. We'll see. I like leaning towards, oh, maybe a blue flame. That might look cool. That might look sick. All right, and we've got this cute little sword right here. Look at this guy. Okay, enough of that. Enough. Let's try the cursed blade because I really like that color. I really like that tone. And frankly, the flame is what we're going to be working on most here. So, oh, I really like the cursed blade look on this. Very cool. Remember to water down your brushes enough, but not too much, so that your paint is not clumpy and doesn't get everywhere. If you need to do multiple passes, that is perfectly fine. More than acceptable. Alright, like I said, I like mixing in a bit of wet or water with my paints, make them a little more wet. Alright, doing pretty good, Let's see here. Oh, is my video frozen? Okay, no. wasn't showing a bit. Oof. Okay, a little more water. All right. Give it that like nice smooth sheen. I don't want it to get clumpy because swords are not really clumpy unless they're old and, you know, frazzled, but even then they just look chipped, not clumpy. There's less, not more, you know? Ooh. Ooh, that edging. Okay, look at that. Is the stream being a little weird? What's going on here? You guys let me know if the stream is being strange, yeah? Might be having issues. Okay. Looks like we're doing alright. You just let me know if there's any issues. Ooh, that was a little weird. Well, we'll keep it going. Alright. Oh, I see. There we go. That'll be better. Okay, for the pommel. Okay, I know what I want to do. So we will use. I had a different metallic, another kind of metallic. Let's see here. Where is it? Mithril silver. Gold, lots of mithril silver. Ooh, Durgar metal. Yes, it's this really, really awesome color. I just love it so much. I like using it, so I think we should definitely use Durgar metal on this guy. Nice and dark, good contrast too. Shake it real good, that way you can hear the paint sloshing around in there. That's how you know you're mixing it in really well. All right. There we go. Ooh, holy cow. Oh, damn, that's really soupy. I don't know if that's... We might need to mix it in a little more. Or we might have to do more passages. All right. Let's get this going. I'm going to do, obviously, this, the pommel area first. Okay, it's not too soupy. We can work with this. Oh, I'm holding my breath. Okay, we're doing pretty good. Keeping those lines. Okay. Oh man. This paint in particular is very soupy, so you have to be careful not to let it bleed into other parts if you don't want them to. Oh, but I really like the darkness of this paint. So good, so well saturated too, despite being very liquidy. It saturates very well. You gotta be careful though not to oversaturate, and then you create clumps just by having too much paint in the area. Just a few little like tidbits I've picked up along the time. If you don't have time to do the non-metallic metallic paints all the time, or try your hand at them, or hand's just not steady enough to do that kind of work yet, then you can do this as a little intermediary. And there are ways to use them properly without, you know, going too ham or crazy and then making them look unrealistic. I also like using metallic paints that are given that don't look like the shiniest versions of themselves, because most metalworked items like that don't spend too much time in that shiny state before they tarnish. Nowadays, we do have technology, electrolysis, things like that, that you can apply to different items that will allow you to uh, keep that shine on your like jewelry, things made out of metals, you know. Oh, actually, I did not want more of that Duragar metal. I wanted some of the cursed blade to clean up the edges here. Perfect. Fill in some of those gaps so that we've got a good delineation about which one's blade, which one is pommel, and it doesn't look like we're not fulfilling, like we're not keeping it real, you know? Keeping it real, yo. Okay. Whew. That's interesting. Really tiny. Holy cow. Okay. Really, really little baby sword. See if I can get it to focus. There we go, there we go. Look at that. You can kind of see the Dorgar metal being like a little different, a little darker. Okay. So now I think the paint is dry enough that I can do this and just poke it right there for painting purposes. Actually, I should probably fold this back a little. Oh, and the paint did not come off, so I will see that as a good sign. Bunch it up like so, and then just stick it in there like that. Oh, that's gonna look so good. Okay. And we're gonna paint up, and we are gonna add some detail work here, so it's not just gonna be in the cursed metal or in the Dorgar metal look. But I wanted a way to cover it without messing it up. Although I might be able to just hold it from the sword tip then. There we go. Yeah, the paint didn't chip, so it looks like we're pretty well dry here. Okay. Looking pretty good. And I wonder what kind of, you know how they always have, oh, I might put leather. That's not a bad idea. That would be a good contrast to the dark Dorgar metal color, I think. I like that. Let's make sure we get a good cover without clumping and without oversaturation here. Oh, perfect. Oh, looking real good. And since we don't want it to touch while it's drying, we can stick it in here for that purpose. That'll keep it nice and secure. All right. Let's see here. Let us, while we wait for that to dry, let's get started on these flames. What color should we go with? I'm still wrestling with it. Should it be like a green eldritch flame, pure red for curse? Or like a blue ethereal flame for like spirits? Let me see. I did red on the rock with a little bit of blue for the raven eyes. Purple is my favorite color, but I don't want to do everything in purple because then it might be like a little too much. I think I'm gonna go with blue flame then. I think that's a good compromise. And we've got a few options. Ooh, I'm gonna have to go with magic blue. I mean, it says magic blue in it. I have to go with that. And I think for this, for the flames, I'm gonna try to use the quick paint blues to see what kind of variations we can get with the color. Make sure they're nice and well mixed. And I'm gonna just add like 2, maybe 3 drops. I think that'll be enough to cover the whole bit. And then I'm going to put these away. I'm going to put the Psycho away. Just make sure it's nice and cleaned up properly. You want to make sure your brushes are always nice and clean. You don't want to put them away dirty because then they'll dry that way and then they'll be stiff, they'll be gross. You won't be able to get the results that you want with them. So you want them nice and pliant and well rested like this. I've used this before, but it's so well maintained that it's all nice and fluffy. All right, once it dries anyway. When it's wet, it's all good. Okay, let's see what we're going to get with this blue. Just splash it all over. I like big builds like this because you can just go nuts with the color. You don't have to worry too much about where everything lands until you start doing detail work. Base coloring is always the funnest part of the build because you don't have to worry too much about everything looking perfect and everything looking just right. Oh, I'm already liking how this is looking. I'm going to add some like light blue once it dries. I'll add some light blue tones to give it a little more definition, but I'm really liking the dark blue of this. I think it'll work well with the blue glow paints that we'll do. I'll have to see how to incorporate that to make it look like flame. It's tough with brushes. I've seen it done with airbrushing, and I do have an airbrush, but I'm primarily focused on painting with brushes, and I'd like to kind of keep it that way. Airbrushing is DM Egile's domain, so I try to leave that to him. Let's see here. I want to make sure it's all nice and deep in there. Okay. I'm really liking this blue. It's very, very magical. Cerulean is what comes to mind as the color for this. My favorite colors in the crayon box were always cerulean and scarlet. So pretty, so vibrant. Not red and blue, cerulean and scarlet. Those of us who are artists, we know there's a difference. Okay, that's the entire outside. I don't want to go too light blue. I think I'm going to go, because too light blue and then it looks like an ice flame of sorts. And we want it to look more eldritch flame. So I need to think of a good blue that's not too light. I don't want it to look like almost white, and then, like I said, it looks like ice. Okay, good coverage in there. Oh, and we've almost used up the entirety of the 3 drops of the quick paints that we put in there. So it just goes to show it all goes a long way, and we can always add more if we need it, but it looks like we achieved what we wanted with the 3 drops. And as you get more comfortable and you know more about your process with paints, you'll be able to discern exactly how much you need as well. You won't have to guess. And you won't have to underdo as well. You'll be able to be like, okay, that's going to take like 5 dots or, 5 drops. Okay. Nice. Get all that color in there. I want to make sure I don't leave any gaps. It's looking real good so far. And we can always go over it with some more as well if we want. But I really like the way this is looking. Okay, so we'll let that dry. And I want to think of something to add. A blue to add color. Oh, there's frost blue, but that's exactly what we're trying to avoid. We don't want it to look like ice. An ice flame is not necessarily what I'm going for, let me take this out because my blues are back here. There's Ghostly Blue. There's Draco Lich Scales, which I've tried before. It's a very light blue and it looks more like jeans. Like a jeans blue. Ooh, we've got Xanathar Blue. Kraken Blue. I've got double Kraken Blues. Lich Blue. Underdark Indigo. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay. Ooh. Smashing into everything. Okay. We're gonna put some of this stuff away. We have so much out here. Alright, oh, the flesh actually goes up here. I do want to keep them all in somewhat similar order anyway. Okay. Whew. We just had a lot of paints. Let's put this back. I really love this little case too. I would definitely recommend it for anyone who's a miniature painter. This case has everything. It's got little drawers. Oh, let me see if I can move this up here. It's got little drawers and stuff you can move out. It's really cool. So I would definitely recommend it. And it can hold all your stuff in it. So it's been really good to me. Gotta fill that in. Okay. Doing pretty good. Just filling in some little areas, but we used pretty much the entirety of those 3 drops that we put in originally, so I call that a win. Okay, we can put this brush away because now it's time for the detail work, and we get to choose from our plethora of colors. Right now, I think Ghostly Blue is pretty good. It's in the running. I'm going to put the Frost Blue over here. Draco Lich Scales is not bad. There's also Merfolk Turquoise. That's an interesting color. There's Ethereal Blue. And these other 3 are kind of dark, so I wasn't looking at them very much. Underdark Indigo is interesting, but I think that one also looks like jeans. Like Draco Lich, the same with the Draco Lich Scales. So really, I've got this Ghostly Blue, the Ethereal Blue, and the Merfolk Turquoise. I wonder if I can do all of them as like variations of the fire. I think that would look really good. When in doubt, do all of them. So let's see. Let's start off then with the darkest. And then, so what we'll do is we'll move from dark to light in the center. So we'll do a darkest with the ethereal blue, move on to ghostly blue, and then the merfolk turquoise on the end with just little tiny touches of it to show the increasing color. We got to really shake it up. Ooh, I don't even hear any paint in there. These might be so old. I might not have any viable paints. Oh, I see. I do have, it's a little, it's plugged up. She's plugged up. Okay, there we go. I liberated a little bit. We shook it up. I didn't hear anything, but oh, yeah. I can mix it up a bit. I did a little bit more than usual because it's not fully mixed in. I should have given it a little bit more time. Use some water. We're just going to mix that in as best as possible. And this is actually quite light, but let's see how it looks like when it's mixed. Yeah, it still looks pretty light, actually. Yep. Yeah, very light. Oh, we might not be doing anything darker than this. Interesting. Now let's see how it looks like with our flames here. Oh, that's interesting. Interesting. Oh, welcome, Kiro. How's it going? Thanks for joining me today. We're just painting some miniatures, doing some fun stuff, adding some flair to this fire. If you have any suggestions, let me know. We're doing like a blue, ethereal flame here. Adding some cool bits. One of those meditation musics. Hey, I might add some. That's a good suggestion. That's a good to note. I'll definitely look at adding some music on here. Give you something nice to vibe to. I wish you could just play the music you liked, but I'd be copyrighted. I was so cozy. Yeah, I'm hyped up. It's fun having people in the chat. It always gets me excited. Plus, you gotta have fun with it, right? But yeah, I'm doing pretty good today. Like I said, it's a Saturday, so we're just chilling, getting through my pile of shame, trying to replicate fire. Ooh, hope your day is going well as well. That you got some time to relax, some time to yourself. That's always important, especially in this crazy day and age where everybody's going and moving and hustling. Just gotta take some time to breathe, some time for yourself. That's why I do this miniature painting stuff, even though I share it with you guys. It feels like I'm just sitting here relaxing, doing good. It was so good. I survived. I made it. So I am a survivor. I've got a memorial at the hub. I'm a survivor of the last stand. My husband DM me, Guile, he died in the field though. So I am a widow or I became a widow last season, but he's back this season and we're trying to survive. So we'll get it going. Yeah, there are some old servers, but frankly, they're all, getting new blood. They're constantly getting new people in, so you never really have to feel. Oh, actually, I don't know about everyone, but at least for the Harvest server, right? That's the only one I can talk about, because that's the only one I've been in. But for me, that server is very welcoming to newbies. Uh, there's constantly newbies joining, so I would definitely recommend it. You just have to have, I think, like a certain amount of hours in Project Zomboid or something to join. That way they know you know what you're doing in the game and you're not just going to spend the whole time dying. Ooh. Uh, Clean wipe servers, in between the last stand events, the Harvest server undergoes daily wipes to test mods and stuff before the next season. So, not trying to push you, but it's a really good server. Just Tintin would recommend. Yeah, we recorded it. I have a few snippets I'll be posting online and stuff from the last stand. We had we had some good people get lost. Like I said, I became a widow. We lost a really good leader in Hydra. She was one of the faction leaders that was really nice and kind to her team, always helping them out, always providing supplies and cars and all sorts of stuff. So she died saving her team. Every single one of her team made it into the bunker. So they should definitely be very proud of her. All right, looking good with some flame there. Hydra, yeah, she's pretty cool. I think she became a mod actually. She was that good, and she's friends with some of the other players as well. Oh, hey, no worries, no worries, no pressure. If you're playing other games, you're playing other games, brother. This is only if you want to join a PvE server. No worries if you don't want to, or if you can't, too. because sometimes there's a lot going on in life and you can't always be spending hours, in a game. Sometimes you just want to be casual and just chill. So yeah, I totally get it. Plus, when you're really excited about a new game, that's all you want to play. So don't even worry about it at all. Whew. Yeah. All right, adding some nice pops of color here. Okay. And then I think we're gonna see about the ghostly blue. Oh no. How is my audio really shitty or something? Hmm. Uh-oh. Let me know if it's my audio. 'Cause that's not good. That's no bueno. Hmm. Oh, hey, no worries. You focus, buddy. Do not even worry. You got it. Okay. You focus on that, I focus on this, and together we will create masterpieces. I'm just being crazy. Oh, hey, no worries, no worries. You got it, you got it. I'm just adding little details to these flames here, so you focus on your game. It's always tough, especially if you're fighting other players or something. No worries at all. Oh, this is looking pretty good. I'm liking the flames. Gotta add little bits every now and then. Good color pops here. I'm really excited about these. I know it sounds like a boring, nerdy thing, but I'm really digging this. This might be the only coloring I'll leave. I won't do a third color. I think that would be too much. So Oh, good, good. I'm glad. That's always great. I'm down. It's good to be relaxing, chilling, vibing, especially after a long week. You just keep focusing, buddy. And I'll just keep painting along. We're doing pretty good. Then we'll both be productive in our own ways. It's kind of like what my husband and I like to do, where we don't always work on the same thing, but we're usually in the same room or in the same home, obviously. So it just becomes really nice to do things separately, but still kind of together. You don't feel so alone. And you feel like you got a buddy cheering you on. Alright, I think that's pretty good there for the flame. If we do too much, then it'll get too muddled, and then it won't look like flame anymore. It'll just look like weirdness. Okay, but I like that because we have the darker color underneath, and then like a lighter flame we might. Well, this is magical flame, so haha. Okay, let's see. Should I add some darkness over it? I'm wondering if I should do a dark blue. The Lich Blue did really well. Or maybe I could use a little more of the Quick Paint for Magic Blue. That might help. I'll do one dot here. That way, that'll help us out. We're going to try to add some darker color. Ooh, I like that. Certainly very interesting. Okay. Have it wind around the other stuff so it kind of covers some of it. And it looks like it's almost underneath. I like that. Then it'll look more like flame, I believe. Flame is sporadic. It doesn't have a plan. It just moves with a mind of its own. Perfect. Oh, I'm digging it. I'm digging it. Okay. Very blue flamey. And now comes the fun part. I'm not going to add the merfolk turquoise. I think that would be too much. I think that would be too bright and light for what we're trying to go for. Let me just fix these back here. We're going to put that all back because we have too many paints out. They're getting everywhere. Ooh. Okay. And the Xantharp blue is cool too, but I don't want there to be too much, you know? And here I'm causing issues everywhere. Too many paints out, see? See what I mean? Okay. Let's put the Duergar metal and Cursed Blade metal back. We're going to be working with these awesome glow paints. Oh, but first, actually, I kind of forgot about the blade we have going on here. We want to give it a little bit of definition, a little color. I was going to put some, whatchamacallit. Oh, I don't know if I want to do that blue, actually. I was going to do some rigid leather on the pommel, or on the handle, so that it looked like it was wrapped in leather, but we're also going to be adding some jeweling on here very carefully. Oh dear. Oh, that looks so good. Okay, we did it. We did it. Now we just got to do the two on the other sides. Okay. Oh, that looks pretty good. Flip it over. I don't want to jinx myself too much. Okay, okay. Doing pretty good. Okay. Oof, I went a little overboard on that line. Let's see if we can fix it though. Let's just remove the excess. Use some water to do so. Oh, perfect. I love using that little trick. It makes things way easier when trying to fix a mistake. And then I can always go back and add a little more paint if I removed too much. But you can never, once it dries, it's really difficult to remove paint. So you want to be careful with that. Okay. Looking pretty good with the jewels. I'm going to stick this back in there for a bit while I get the rigid leather going. Let's see here. Where did I put that rigid leather paint? Oh, there it is. Okay, we're going to put this way too. Put that up there. Okay. Spread that out a bit. Give me some space. Ugh, okay. There we go. Now let's work with our glow paints here, which I love to work with. Gotta shake it real good. Make sure you hear the liquid sloshing around in there. Otherwise, you're not doing it right. Okay. Put another dollop right there. Oh, it might be stoppered. Okay. I don't want to, you don't want to squeeze too hard and then let it all splooge out, you know? You want to give it a little bit of room because otherwise it'll go everywhere and you'll waste a bunch of the paint. And we don't want that. That's bad. Right? Shit. You gotta sometimes. Oh man. Okay. There's still a little bit of a blockage. Ooh, okay, we did it without going too crazy. Put a little more there. Okay. Whew. We got it. We did it. Okay. And we can put the glow paint right there. And now we've got nice even lines. Okay. Put that there. Let's do a little bit of glow work then. Gonna be doing the same thing, just kind of running up these little flame areas. The good news about the glow paint is that it tends to dry very clear. So that's why normally I will do a base coat for it. That way you can see where the paint is going to glow. Now, there are various uses where you can actually use it to hide things in your miniatures, create little hidden zones of like cool revelations and stuff for your players, especially with like set pieces that you paint. You can really get creative and hide little clues, hidden messages, things like that, and then use the black light to reveal them, or have your players use the black light to do a little investigating and find the clues. So I think the glow paints provide a really good alternative for people to add a little flavor, you know, to their games. Alright, just adding. Honestly, I'm pretty haphazard about applying this paint because fire is kind of all over the place. It doesn't really have a plan, so I'm trying not to have one either. I know that's a little harder because we're human. We tend to like to plan things out and get things going our way. But that's not always how it goes, and sometimes we gotta let go of that control. Just kind of let everything flow where it's supposed to, and accept that sometimes there's nothing really you can do about it except let it run its course and have fun with that. Going with the flow is crazy, and it's really hard for people like me who like being in control of a lot of things and not letting go. But once you do, it's kind of liberating. All right, let's see what this looks like under black light. I'm super excited. And then we'll finish off the pommel with some rigid leather and see what that looks like. So let me grab my black light. Okay. Look at that. Let me see if I can point it here at the camera. Look at that blue flame. Holy cow. That's looking real good. Like live flame. Let me know what you think. But holy cow. All right. And there's even some inside there. That way it looks like it's everywhere. Yeah. Oh, I really like that. And imagine just having this sword sitting in here like that. That looks so good. Oh, crap. It's still wet. No. I gotta clean it off the sword. Oop, let me see if it's still stuck. Remember, this thing dries. I might have to paint over it to get rid of it. Yep. I should have remembered. But it's okay. We can fix it. It's so light that if you paint over it with an opaque enough paint, it just gets rid of it right off the bat. Oh, and then you can correct your mistake and not feel too bad about it. And the black light will always help you check to make sure you fixed your mistake. So let me use it here. Okay, it looks like we managed to paint over the mistake there. But it's really cool to imagine this stuck in there. glad we fixed it before we messed it up too much, you know? Okay. But we've got our nice sword here. I'm gonna stick it in. There we go. While I get this rigid leather paint going. And we're gonna give this a good shake again. You know, you gotta make sure that you're doing it, otherwise you're not doing it right. You gotta hear the paint in there. There you go. Oof. Hey, it gives you a good arm workout, you know? Make sure you're on point. Get nice and fit. Okay. Alright, I'll leave that a little bit. I'm just really liking how this flame came out. It's gonna dry pretty well. Let me just make sure me sticking the sword in there didn't mess it up. It doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it messed it up too much. Okay, doing pretty good. But look at that. I am so excited with how that looks. Very good flame. And a fun use also of the glow paints, right? Okay, let's see here. Okay. Ooh, this is a toughie. I'm going to have to hold it very delicately. Alright, let's get this leather detailing going. Oh man. I gotta be very careful here. Gotta relax. Oh. Let's see. Be very careful. Be very, very careful. Okay. We got this. We just gotta be careful with our lines. Ooh, I'm holding this very delicately in my hands. Good thing I'm steady. Okay, nice. Alright, doing pretty good. Oh, that first one looks really good. First band here of lining. And the reason it's so important is you want that realism to shine through, you know? You want people to really believe those miniatures could come to life and start talking to you any moment. I really like that idea. Alright. Gotta be very careful. Remember to keep your brush wet every now and then. That way it's not clumping up with the paint. And you're not oversaturating your miniature as well. Gotta keep it relaxed. Oh man. Oh, this is taking quite a steady hand, but we're getting there. It's a toughie for sure. I'm trying to talk through this too because it's so difficult. Oh, I can breathe again. Oh, okay. Whew. It's difficult, but they're definitely worth it. I don't know, just seeing the look on someone's face when they see a miniature for the first time you've painted, and especially if it's a miniature for them. Oh, it's so cool to see them geek out over it. I mean, obviously it's nice to know you did a good job, but there's also that like feeling that you did exactly what the customer asked for, you know? You gave them a realistic representation of their character that they could look back on and be like, yep, that's me. No one else can be made to look like that unless they were in my brain. It's always good. Good feeling. Okay. Okay. Doing this is getting easier and easier as I go. It's not as difficult. And it's looking really good. The variation in the sword, it's really difficult to see on the video, but the variation in the sword, in the pommel, and the handle, all of it is making it look more and more realistic as we go. And that's the end goal when painting miniatures. So you want to capture that sense of realism, even if it's only to fool the eye for a few moments. Alright, alright. Whew. Oh, that one's looking really good. I'm really proud of that one. As weird as that sounds. I'm proud of that ring of leather. Okay. I shook a little bit there. Almost thought I messed up. But we're good, we're good, we recovered. Keep it going. Oh, perfect. Oh, that looks so good. Let's see if I can get it into focus for you guys. Let's see. Oh, that's difficult. Come on. Oh, oh, perfect. There you go. You can kind of see it right there, the darkness of the or like the Durgar metal look underneath, and then the leather right there. Oh, it's kind of tough just because it's a really small miniature, and the colors are very similar, but they're there, and I'm so excited. This looks so good. Not your normal sword. All right, I'm gonna stick that in there for safekeeping. The edge is like dry by now, so that's pretty good. And wow, look at that. We've got this complete little set piece here. I think the only one left to go with now is this guy here, my mushroom set. So we're gonna get this started here pretty soon once this dries up and I can remove it from its little. Oh no, I've got a new stand actually. Haha. So we can let this dry over here. We don't have to wait. And then let me just move the sword as well so it can dry over here on its own. Oh, I have too many miniatures. This is why we're working through them. We're gonna get past them. Okay, and then we're gonna stick the sword in there for safekeeping. Awesome. Okay. Now I just need a little bit more museum putty for this next miniature, and good thing I've got quite a bit. Whoa, I just gotta get it off of here. Come on. I just gotta work it a little bit and it should become more pliant. I just haven't used this little bit in a few months. There we go. If you haven't used it in a few months or a few weeks even, The museum putty does get just a little bit hardened, not too much. But as soon as you work it again, it just goes right back to being as pliant as you need it to. So I wouldn't worry too much. Okay, I'm going to put this on the base here. I'm going to put quite a bit because it's quite a large base, so it's going to need to expand here. Okay, there we go. Nice and good. See? And this is a fairly heavy miniature, so the fact that it's sticking on there without falling off, a very good sign. Just gotta make sure. I'm gonna hold it and really make sure it's in there properly without breaking any of the little detailed miniature pieces in there. Okay, looking pretty good. All right. This is what the third miniature we've worked on today, so that's pretty good. We're just going to work on it a little bit and get it started for the next painting session on the following Saturday, because we do this every Saturday for some good time, good vibes. Okay, last time we did this, I think I went with the High Lord Blue. Runic Gray was a little too gray. Or did we go with the Runic Gray? I think that might have been a little too... Oh, I know what it was. It was a mix of the High Lord Blue and the Runic Gray to create a little bit of a difference in color for the waters of or the grass of Extraeus, because even though the water is green, the grass of our homebrew world is blue. I just always like the idea of bluegrass. All right, I shook these both up. So let me see. I think it was two gray or one gray. Let's try 2 gray to 1 blue. I think that was the scenario. Oh, I added 2, but it was little buns. Let's see. Let's hope that doesn't mess it up too much. Let's use our bigger brush here. More saturation. Mix that in. This brush was already pliant from being wet before. It was just drying for us, so we're good to use it. Okay, let me see how this will look. Okay, I like that. That looks like the blue we had over there, and it'll dry in that same way, I think. So I think this is pretty good. Okay. Yay. Make sure that's good. Okay, not too crazy blue. But this is what I saw the last time I applied this. Okay. Let's see here. Let's make sure we go around the mushrooms. I'm gonna need to think of a different color scheme for this dome cap mushroom, the big one, to give it a little difference from the others, the polka dot one that we got with the round cap. Because they're different mushrooms, so they're not all gonna look the same, right? I still want that psychedelic look to them, but they obviously have to be just a little bit different to showcase that these are different species of mushrooms, but they all belong to one fae. Dun dun dun. That's the cool little bit we're gonna go with for Extraeus. Is some of these magic mushrooms are controlled by I guess what we would consider an evil fae, but the fae wouldn't consider itself evil, I suppose. It's just a person trying to exist in its own plane. Okay, getting this nice and well saturated in there for good grass look. All right. Get as much of it in there. Sometimes I like using, normally I say don't use the quick paints on the anything primed in gray, just because it's really harder to get that definition that the quick paints give you unless it's a white prime. But every now and then there are certain colors that can be used on the gray prime that do stand out quite a bit. This blue, I think, is one of them for sure. I think it looks really good on the gray. It still keeps its definition. Looks like I've got some bits too still stuck in there coming out. Okay. We're going to be coloring some of this over as well, so I'm not worried too much about oversaturating the blue or crossing the lines in some of these zones. We're going to be painting over all of that. Sometimes the prime is a little difficult. And I'm going to need to mix a little more. So it's going to be 2 gray, 1 High Lord blue. Okay. Mix that in, mix that in. Alright, let's get in there. Get that saturation going. Alright, getting some good color. Oof. Okay. Getting as much as we can. We have some bits that are stuck in there that are kind of moving around. Here we go. I'll move this over here. There we go. Get them in those places. Okay. Almost there. Almost full saturation. Okay. Pretty good here. And just a little bit in the corners here. Gotta keep that realism. Okay. I'm removing some bits too that are stuck in there. Alright. I think that's pretty good to start off the basing here. Okay. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's see. Now we gotta go with a little stone gray. I think it's back here. Oof. I'm already on the last legs for this one. I'm going to need to buy more gray soon. Alright. Let's see. very good. And then just start painting over some of these rocks. I always wonder if it looks stupid that I'm painting them gray. But this is a different kind of gray than the primer. And also, I think the gray base helps a little bit when I do some texturing work. And I like keeping it under there. It gives me something to work with. So to me, that's always good. And remember, as an artist, if you're just working on stuff for you, you don't have to worry about what other people say about your art. You could just focus on making the best art for you. Now, things change, obviously, if you're on commission. Then you're at the whims of other people and their deadlines and things like that. But it's fulfilling in its own right, you know? So, it just depends on what you want, what you're looking for. And I might have to go over this again on another layer of gray too, so I wouldn't worry too much. Okay. It's really cool. These are different kinds of mushrooms than the ones we painted before. The ones we painted before were like round cap mushrooms. And there's still a few of the little ones here, which we will paint in that same manner. But there's also some new mushrooms here that I'm really excited to portray. And I wonder what kinds of psychedelic little visual tics they'll have, you know? I'll have to do a little bit of research, get some references for what I want these mushrooms to look like, you know? If you have any ideas, drop them in the chat too. That always helps. But if not, don't worry about it. We'll figure it out and we'll get you some good miniatures. Nice. I want to just keep the edges where the mushroom begins to sprout off the rock. And I think that's also where the base gray helps. It helps me keep those lines for things that are not so well defined, you know, that you don't always know exactly where it's supposed to go. Okay. Oh, gotta get in there. That's tougher. It's really tough. Okay. Dang. Whew. Makes you not want to breathe. Oh, thank you, thank you. I'm glad. I need to remove like a little bit. Oh, there we go. See? It's like this whole little bit that was in there. I had to remove. Okay. Now we are free and clear and looking beautiful. Alright. Oh no, I got it wrong. It's free and clear and under control. Damn it. Can't even get my puns right. It's okay, we'll keep working on it. Okay. A little bit more gray. Move over. There we go. Alright. Definitely gonna have to buy more gray. More gray paint. Alright. Doing pretty good. Keeping those edges nice and clear. It's nice because the edges of rocks where they meet the ground are a little more forgiving, right? Because if you have things like grass or something, then any like bleeding effects or things like that can just be blended into made to be made look like grass that's creeping up on the rock. You don't have to worry as much about keeping that straight line with it to the ground. So I try not to worry too much. And any streaking or anything like that that happens with the paints, you can either cover them up if you don't want them in there, or you can include them and clean them up a bit, make them look like part of the grass, part of the area around there. Make them look intentional. Good happy accidents, you know? All right. Looks like we've got pretty much all the gray basing done, or base foundation done for the rocks, which is really good. All right. Then we'll start doing some detail work next week, next Saturday, once we do a little bit more of this live miniature painting. I'll be back on Wednesday from 7 to 9, playing Project Zomboid on the Harvest PvE server, which has been super fun as the season has started and getting underway. They only gave us a week off in between with daily server wipes for those of us who were masochistic enough to go back in. And yeah, we really liked it. So we went back for more. Can't help it. Can't help it. Just like it too much. So that's what I'll be doing on Wednesday through Thursday, or through Friday. And then on Saturday, I'll be doing some more miniature painting. And then, yeah, it'll be super fun. All right. I think I'll call it there because I don't want to get too far into the mushrooming, and then I want to keep going, and then I want to keep painting a bunch of stuff over and over. I just want to keep it going. So we'll make sure to stop it there. That way it doesn't go on too long, you know, and then we want to keep this going forever. And then I'm stuck here for like 5 hours miniature painting because I can't stop. I can't stop myself. So for those of you who don't remember, this is what the little cap mushrooms look like. So the little guys with the polka dots, those are going to go on this guy here. So those will be these little guys on here. So we'll have that kind of continuity going for here, as well as the bluegrass. Obviously that matches too, so that it all looks cohesive and part of the same build. The rocks are going to look similar as well. I'm going to include little like dashes of metallic and stuff to really make them look like rocks growing out of the ground, or coming out of the ground rather. And for the mushrooms, for the different cap mushrooms and this little like side mushroom here, let me know if you have any ideas for color. I do want to keep that psychedelic theme, and I was thinking of choosing one of the colors that we have going on here. Orange is really standing out to me, with maybe some red or something with glow on it, or maybe orange and pink. I think that looks really cool. Maybe a green for this mushroom top with some of the bumps in yellow. I think that could look really cool and eerie, almost radioactive. So yeah, I'm thinking of those colors as kind of time progresses. Having a week kind of gives me a good idea of what I'm, you know, it lets me work through it and kind of get a good idea of what I want to do. But I'm really glad you stuck through this while we got all of our miniatures situated. We got this awesome sword and fire little miniature set piece done, and I'm pretty proud of it with how good it looks in the black light. As you can see the glow effects of the flame there, and it really looks like this blue ethereal flame. So I'm very proud of that. Oh, and you can also see the glow of the psychedelic mushrooms there. There you go. But yeah, Thank you so much for sticking through me with those. I really appreciate you guys sitting here while we painted miniatures. It was super relaxing and comfortable. And I hope you guys have a good week, a good start to your week. Make sure you enjoy your weekend. Take time for yourself because you matter, you're important. And nobody's going to take care of you but you. Until a spouse comes along or something. But if you don't have that, you got to take care of yourself. And even if you do, you sometimes tend to lose sight of that. So just make sure you're taking care of yourself. And yeah, have yourselves a good night. Have a good weekend. And I will see you guys next week. All right.
Mic off.